This is NR2003 Predicts. We take the entry list of NASCAR's top 3 series, send them through the ratings algorithm, and see who comes out on top. Here's a few tidbits to know heading in. The driver ratings are updated race by race to reflect the performance of that driver throughout the season, as well as at that specific track in recent years. The races are at 100% length and use normal tire and fuel wear. The starting lineup will match the real-life qualifying using the provisional starting order, not the one that includes drivers heading to the back. The weather will match the real-life start time data, and commentary will match the real-life scenarios, not the standings that will be posted at the end of the video. And as always, this series is for entertainment purposes only. Using artificial intelligence and using the results of this race for gambling purposes is discouraged. The sporting world has gone silent over the past 2 months, but it's about to roar back to life with the sound of 40 engines barreling down into Turn 1 at Darlington Raceway. Green flag flies! Brad Keselowski, Alex Bowman on the front row. Two by two, they go through the corners, and Keselowski going to take the early advantage. Looks like Matt DiBenedetto going to look to the inside, try to see if he can do anything, as Alex Bowman starts to slip back into third place, and here comes the 21 car Wood Brothers machine, working his way to the inside, and he's going to make the pass on Keselowski for the lead early on in this one. Driver 21 looking for his first career victory, but Joey Logano also going to have a little bit of a say in this one. It is only 7 laps in, but the 22 car is charging to the front. Penske power showing a lot of power so far. Chase Elliott's going to try to move to the inside of the 21 for second place. If we're looking at average finish, Eric Jones is the one to watch. 4.7, got a victory here in the Southern 500 not too long ago. Going to get a little caught up trying to get to the inside of Bubba Wallace. Jimmy Johnson, though, he is the big winner among the active drivers here. 3 wins in total across his career. Denny Hamlin has 2, and then scurry of drivers getting 1 victory here at some point or another in the Southern 500. Johnson looking for his first win in quite some time. 48 driver also leading top 5s among active drivers. Kevin Harvick just in behind at 8. He's working his way to the bottom of Brad Keselowski, who's getting hauled up by Josh Bilicki in that Tommy Baldwin machine, returning to the track for the first time since 2017. If you want to talk about resiliency, Ryan Newman, the most top 10s among active drivers here, and he is back after missing just 3 races, and that was a little bit assisted by the pandemic shutdown, but ultimately he is going to still have a chance to fight for a championship. Might have to go for a victory, but can still possibly make it in on points. Kyle Busch leading the most laps here among those active drivers, and he is trying to work his way up the field. He's going to the inside of Denny Hamlin now, who started to slip back a little bit, trying to work his way into the top 5. Gonna have a little bit of an incident here just on the outside of those guys. Quinn Houff hits the outside wall, smacks Denny Hamlin a little bit, then rebounds right back into Alex Bowman. Those two will go down to the inside, hit the inside wall on the backstretch. That'll bring out our first caution of the night. Kevin Harvick will find himself at the lead during that caution period. They do stop for pit stops. Should be the only one they need to make this stage 400-mile event. John Nemechek, Joe, is going to have some problems. He's going to go to the inside in turns 1 and 2. Might have cut a tire, and he's going to slow down a lot right there. No caution flies, though. He's just going to have to limp it back to pit lane. If you've forgotten what happened in the first part of the NASCAR season, well, it has been 2 months, so let's do a little recap. Denny Hamlin working his way to the inside of Ryan Newman. A couple names notable from the Daytona 500. Newman for his big wreck. Hamlin for taking the victory, his 3rd Daytona 500 and 2nd in a row. Joey Logano has won 2 of the 4 races so far, Las Vegas and Phoenix. He's currently in the 3rd position, trying to catch up to Kevin Harvick and Matt DiBenedetto, who have pulled away. Alex Bowman, the winner at Fontana, gets his 2nd career victory, but right now, going a lap down to Harvick on the inside. Got a little bit of damage in that last accident that's put him a little bit further back in the field. We're going to hit the end of stage 1, and Harvick will be the one that takes the stage. He'll be in front of Matt DiBenedetto, Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch rounding out the top 5. How about Matt Kenseth? He's going to end up in the top 10. Going to get a stage point in his first start of the season. We'll hit the restart to begin stage 2. Harvick and DiBenedetto still out front. Harvick gets a good jump off, and we'll try to maintain that lead that he's been holding for a while. We mentioned Matt Kenseth. First start back since 2018. The newcomer on the field. He is trying to work his way around and see if he can get a good finish here today. he has a chance to run for a championship if he's able to get a win, or maybe he even gets in on points. BJ McLeod, he is making his first career start as a team owner in the Cup Series. He is running his own machine, getting a little passed up by those faster cars right now, but this is his debut race with his team. Martin Truex Jr., a bit of a struggle story. This season, no top 10s to date. Surprising to see from the 2017 champ, and he might go another lap down right here as Harvick starts to work his way to the inside of the Benedetto. Those two are still fighting neck and neck for that lead, and they are trying to put a little bit of a gap over the rest of the field. Reed Sorensen's going to come to pit lane, and that's going to start a cycle of pit stops. Kyle Busch, one of the first front runners to come down. He'll give a fourth position. He will try to see if he can do anything on tire strategy for this stage. Joey Logano will give up the lead and come down for his service. But we're going to have some problems in the middle of the cycle. Garrett Smithley's trying to come down. Brad Keselowski's coming off. Those two make contact, and then Denny Hamlin makes contact with Smithley. Turns him a little sideways, the caution flies. Not everyone has made their stop yet. That's going to throw a wrench into everything. Now, Corey LaJoie coming down at a fast speed. He comes up the racetrack, smacks into the back of Tyler Reddick, also collects Brad Keselowski, damage to them, and LaJoie is going to drop out of this race. But the Benedetto, the leader, also coming around. Bubba Wallace is going to run into the back of Reed Sorensen, and the Benedetto gets caught up in it. Not sure why the 21 was coming up to pass the pace car, but apparently that's what the scoring showed, and he is the leader, about a lap ahead of everyone else. But no hood on that race car. He's going to have a hard time driving around and keeping the aerodynamics on that one. As you can see, he's working his way to the outside and getting passed up by a lot of the slower traffic. However, he is going to go ahead and take the stage, thanks to him being a lap ahead of everyone else. Joey Logano, Eric Almirola, Clint Boyer, Ryan Blaney. They will round out the top 5 in this stage. It's going to be insult to injury right here as the 21 and 88 make contact with each other, and the two get smacked in the back. All this happening on pit lane. It's going to give Joey Logano the lead, as the 21's going to struggle to stay on the racetrack. So Logano out in front, trying to see what he can do to hold on to this lead. Kevin Harvick's dropped all the way back to 7th place and falling back a little bit more. Now the 9th, Ryan Newman. How about the run that he's having? We've talked about him having the most top 10s among the active drivers. He's running up here in the 2nd spot. He might go for the victory. However, Joey Logano looking very dominant right now. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. having a nice run right now. He got a top 5 at Las Vegas and finds himself on the playoff cut line. Obviously a lot of time until those final 10 races, but something to look at right now. And Chase Elliott, the only driver in the top 5 in points I believe we haven't talked about yet. He runs 13th spot, 1 lap down, hasn't performed too well in the later part of this race. We're going to see Daniel Suarez coming down the pit lane. Looks like he's going to try to split this race stage up in halves and see if he can make that strategy work, even though he is a couple laps down. But there's going to be problems before everyone gets to pit lane as the two JTG cars squeeze each other. Daniel Suarez is going to go around, and the leader, Joey Logano, gets a little bit collected in this one as he runs into 47. So a lot of trouble going into turn 3. Here's the view from the leader, Joey Logano. You'll see he punts the 96, who then gets hit by the 41 as well, and then the 22 runs into the 47. 47 and 37 squeezing each other against that wall. Logano will maintain the lead as he did have a pretty sizable gap going into that one, but he is going to have everyone kind of bunch back up to him. However, when we get to this restart, it's not going to last very long. Reed Sorensen, Josh Bilicki make contact going into turn 1. That's going to create a chain reaction that involves Jimmy Johnson, Michael McDowell, Brendan Poole, John Hunter Nemechek. A lot of cars getting a big hit right there. Let's take another look from the onboard of Michael McDowell. You can see 77 with a bit of a run to the inside, but they still make contact with the 7 car. You can see as the 7 comes back down the track right in front of McDowell, almost turns over on that banking. A pretty good lick by both the 48 and 34. We head to another restart with about 25 laps to go. Logano going to try to hold off Eric Jones, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch. See if he can track down a victory here in the 400-mile race. However, Kevin Harvick going to go to the inside. Kyle Busch going to follow him, and the 22 car is going to lose the lead. Problems for Kurt Busch, though, going through turns 3 and 4. Mechanical issue for him, and he is going to miss pit lane. and he's going to end up coming to a stop on the front stretch. That's going to bring out another caution for this race, and they're going to bunch up once again. Let's see who can come out on top. Kevin Harvick this time, though, will have control of the restart. Chris Buescher to his inside. The car that's only a lap down would benefit from getting back in the lead lap. However, the 4 car will beat him out. The 18 going to make his way by, and that is going to be a challenge for the lead. Was trying to track down the 4 car. Toyota been having some problems this season. However, they're all going to hit some traffic. And you can see 4 cars that could compete for the victory here, all within a blanket of each other. Harvick, the 2014 winner of the Southern 500, the last time it was held in spring. Kyle Busch chasing him down, the 2008 winner. Hasn't won here since then. Eric Jones, the winner of the event last year. Obviously a little bit less laps in this race, but they are still trying to win the first race in 2 months since the season went on hold. Kevin Harvick going to try to use the slower traffic, use them as a pick so that he can maintain that inside line, and it looks like he might have it. Coming off of turn 4 with Kyle Busch and Eric Jones in his mirror, Kevin Harvick going to win the first race back in the NASCAR season here at Darlington. It will be win number 1 for Harvick on the season. Win number 2 at the track. Kyle Busch, Eric Jones coming up just short. Eric Almirola a little bit further back. Ryan Newman in a top 5 position from his first race back here at NASCAR. Joey Logano, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. will maintain their positions on the lead lap. Chris Buescher, Austin Dillon, Clint Boyer rounding out the top 10, 1 lap down. Moving back a couple spots, you can see Ryan Blaney, Brad Keselowski find their way to top 15 spots. Matt Kenseth, a 15th place position in his first race back on the track since 2018. William Byron, Jimmy Johnson just mustering out some top 20 finishes. Kurt Busch just outside of that mark. Brendan Poole, a little bit of a surprise 22nd place finish, especially considering he just got involved in one of those later accidents. You also see Martin Truex Jr. He really struggled in this one. A little bit further back, Tyler Reddick got involved in a little bit of a scuffle with Corey LaJoie, who ends up in the last position. Josh Bilicki with Tommy Baldwin in 32nd, BJ McLeod 38th in his first race as a team owner. That is it for NR2003 Predicts. We hope you enjoyed the race, and we will see you all next time.